So it's about that time for another round of the dev server, but this time it's for the Leviathan update, and you gotta admit, that name sounds pretty badass. And given the things currently coming in, oh yeah, it definitely warrants that name, but we'll get more into that a little bit later in this video. But I will say this, my Japanese mains out there and my SPAA players, y'all are gonna be eating real good in this major update. I know I will. And even more so to my naval players. Oh, you know what? Listen, I gotta say this. Gaijin, please give us subs. I'm not a huge fan of naval, all right? That's an open secret, I guess. But I'm not saying it's bad either. But when subs come in, oh, you can bet I'm gonna be playing those because those last April Fool's events were pretty damn fun. But more about that a lot later, all right? So, of course, before I do go ahead and get started, please understand that this is the dev server, and I did not watch the dev stream. It happens around 4 a.m. my time, and you can bet my ass is not up to watch that. At least not at that early hour anyway. So there's gonna be a lot of things I miss. There might be some new features, new internal modules of some sort, maybe a vehicle or two. I mean, I double checked everything. Some things you may see over in the dev stream, you won't be seeing here because as a content creator, we don't get access to it. We get more access than the average player, of course, as you can see with 9 million golden eagles, and no, I don't get to keep it, of course. We don't get access to absolutely everything, so there might be some things missing. Things are gonna be broken. I mean, you know the whole spiel behind this. And so if I happen to miss something, feel free to let me know down in the comment section in pure detail, and I promise I will heart it, and you get to educate everyone else around, and it benefits me too because it helps me out with the algorithm, so thank you for that. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump over to the very first nation by doing this awkward transition so I can keep things a little bit more organized. And of course, we're starting off with the Americans. Well, I guess we're starting off with a really big boat. The USS Iowa at battle rating 8.7. 8.7. You know, I think we're going to probably get some sort of combined battles in the higher tiers because there's some aircraft with anti-ship missiles. I'll get more into that later, of course, which means this might actually see modern-ish combat at some point. That would be amazing. The games would be way too damn long, but that would be solid. Now, of course, I'm not a naval player. I can't give you specifics because I just don't really understand them too much. So I will recommend to you another brilliant creator by the name of Napalm Rat. He is a huge naval guy, and he is very scary to fight against. Ask me how I know that. Yeah, so if you guys want more details about this kind of stuff, his videos are definitely the go-to, and they're my go-to. So I would recommend it, of course. Now, next up, we have the PT-95. You know, a little 1.7 boat. Again, I'm not strong in this area, all right? So we're gonna go ahead and move over to the Slam Ram. Holy crap. Now, how these work are very unique. I'm gonna simplify it, in fact, oversimplify it. You spawn this thing in and you drop a vehicle like a crate. And I think you can drive it too, I think, but you're gonna have to, I believe, switch between the two. I don't fully understand the mechanism. I played with the German one for a little bit, but you basically get to spawn a couple of vehicles next to you, and it's pretty goofy, to be honest, but it's gonna give you some good SPA support, as well as being able to utilize proper strategy in destroying CAS capable or even just any aircraft for that matter. And I just hope it works well against helicopters because let's be honest here, Type 81, Ocelots, they have a hard time killing helicopters at significant distances. And apparently this has the AIM-9X. Yeah, I didn't see that in the teaser until someone pointed it out or something. There it is. Oh, that's gonna be interesting. We have no stats on it, but 9X. Oh boy, we're entering that era, guys. Oh yeah. And then next up, we have the Hell package, I guess, with a Sherman. Oh wow. Now that's pretty. This I can appreciate. Can you take off the camo netting? You can. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, guys, don't forget to use my 3% if you buy this. Cool. And then next up is the Hellcat, which it has this sign. New M18TD, do not fire on this, friendly tank destroy. I love that. Is that for my sim players? I think it really is because this looks really cool. And then we have the Skink for the Americans with wood. That kind of looks like a coffin almost, just saying, but that's interesting. Does it add armor? It does, a little bit. Wood. Nice. And then of course we have very good one, which I predicted this was coming as a premium, the Comanche. Now, I know before you start, going up in arms really quick, I understand why this is a premium, because let's be real, the Comanche is a quote-unquote failed project. It never really took off, and it kind of makes sense to bring it as a premium. Do I agree with it being like that? Maybe as a squadron vehicle, sure, but, it kind of is what it is at this point. I can't really argue. But man, this thing is pretty. Let's see what we got. We got, what, 14 Hellfires? They're the B variants, so this should sit pretty comfortably at this BR. Does it have missile approach warning? That's the big thing. Does it? It does not, by the looks of it. Is that going to change? I have no idea. Am I not seeing it? It has helmet mounted, no air-to-air. Interesting. All right, we'll get more into this in its own video. So let's go over to the Germans. I think the Germans are very much the #2 winner when it comes to this major update, because they're getting a whole new subtree. I thought it was going to go over to the Swedish, but we'll get more into that in a quick second. But of course, we're starting off with the oh great, I apologize if I don't pronounce this right. The Gneisenau. I'm sorry to my German mains out there. And I lived with one for 13 months and I still can't catch on, I swear. But yes, it's a new premium boat. It's a big boat. Simple as that. But I'm sure you're excited to know that we are getting the Bismarck. Of course, that's awesome. No, seriously. Am I getting some British mains out there kind of trembling a little bit with their hood vibes? Just, let me know. I'm very curious. Oh, great. I probably just insulted half you guys, huh? I'm sorry. Oh, come on. It's War Thunder, okay? Let me make a joke. But next up, we have the Iris-T SLM TADS, T-A-D-S. You know what? Tell you what. I'm going to go over into the test drive, and I want to show you guys really quick how this is going to work. You see, all we get is a radar platform, but if you press, in my case, it's Alt-C, you get to spawn these out. Like, that's so cool. I like that. I think you can drive them around too. Let me see. Oh, you can. Yeah, so you get to swap between all the vehicles. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, you only want to spawn one of them at a time, I think, so that you don't get both of them destroyed and then you're sitting there with nothing to go on. But yeah, this is going to be interesting. I believe you designate with this. Let me see. No. Maybe, sorry guys, I'm still figuring this out for myself. Okay, so do bear with me, but that is so incredibly cool. Look at that go. Of course, as the major update comes along, there's going to be some refinement, but let's jump back over to the hangar so we can continue the rest of Germany. Now, next up, we have the F-A-18C late variant for the Germans. Yes, they are getting their own Swiss F-18. What's it got? Let me see. You got AIM-9Ms, you got, of course, AIM-7s, you get these, which are, I assume, are 120Bs. They're just AMRAAMs. Do you get Maverick missiles? You do. Okay, so kind of like how you would get with the American F-18, etc. Does it get HMS? It does. Cool, that's interesting. You get a premium one as well. I assume it's going to be much like the American one, where it doesn't get much, doesn't get an HMS maybe. It's not the best. It doesn't. Okay. And then, of course, we have other aircraft such as the Mirage, the Hunter, and the F-5E, all with their own capabilities, of course. I'm curious to know. Let me see. Does it? It does. That's going to be awesome. I really like the F5 platform, to be honest. But I guess that does it for the Germans. Let's jump over to the Russians. And so it looks like they too get a big boat. The Sovetski Soyuz? The Soyuz. Yeah, another big boat, guys. But this looks pretty. Is it going to be OP as hell? Kind of like how the Kronstadt was when it first came out. I guess that really remains to be seen. And then we have the Sevastopol. Yeah, Sevastopol. Cool. Awesome. Another really big boat. I'm digging the two-tone. The white and the blue. Yeah, I really like that. And then we have, of course, this particular vehicle, which was part of the leak list, is definitely one I'm going to be excited to see. A T-72B3M with the Arena Active Protection System. Let's see. Okay, so it won't be able to intercept kinetic, I believe. No, unless you're at significant distances, which I wouldn't trust. I thought it could, unless that's the Is it the Afghanit or is that the ERA? You know what? Listen, my mind's all over the place right now, okay? I know they have another APS that is a bit better. However, this is a T-72 through and through, which means probably crap reverse rate, is it? Yep, it's the same. Same carousel, same firepower, I assume. 3BM60. Yeah, I mean, it's just a souped up T-72B3. That's all you you really have to know. Excuse me. I just woke up too. And then moving forward, we have the IS-1, the T-3485, and the Hanomag. Oh, it's a captured one. That's awesome, actually. I dig this. As part of the 45 package, which is interesting. I'm digging these packages because they help out newer players, and they're ones that I could really recommend, which, of course, if you do buy it, use my 3%. Cool? Cool. Anyways, and then we have the Albatross, another premium. Interesting. What's this get? Some bombs, some rockets. Does it get a ballistic computer is the question. It does not look like it, or maybe it's not done. That really remains to be seen. But at 6.7, I highly doubt that. But let's jump over to the British. After so long, Gaijin has finally given us the F-2. In fact, I don't think this is the latest variant. There's one more after this that gives it a more modernized package, better sensors. Listen, aviation is not my strong suit, so please correct me if I'm wrong. However, when it comes to the CAS capabilities of this aircraft, which is where I'm going to be focusing on, I'm sorry to say it's not really that impressive. I did take a look at this before we started, and yes, you do get AIM-7s, you do get the AIM-4s, you get AIM-3s, which are pretty awesome, but when it comes to just true CAS, it's not really the best. Yeah, you got Mighty Mouse rockets, you get Zunis, you get GNS or GPS guided bombs, which are awesome, JDEMs, and you also get access to this. You get anti-ship missiles, which is gonna be interesting. Is this gonna work in GRB? I guess that really remains to be seen. The only one that does work is the Penguin found on the, it's not the Swedish variant, but it's in the Swedish tech tree, which works pretty well. I'm kind of hoping this does the same thing. I highly doubt it. Otherwise, this is going to be a mostly useless feature in my opinion, but that really remains to be seen. And that's really it. So when it comes to CAS, it's not a strong suit, at least not for the time being, which I fully respect. But to my pilots out there, I am looking forward to seeing this in action. Now, moving over to the next one, we have this. It's basically kind of plays the same as the German one we saw earlier. Hello, NVIDIA overlay. Thanks for popping up. Yeah, you spawn the vehicles in, you kind of use it the same way. You already know the whole gist behind it. Let's see what it gets in terms of missiles. The Type 81C. Oh, okay. So, it's basically the second vehicle for the Type 81 because we got it kind of half-baked where it only gets the IR or the contrast lock mode. This one integrates the radar mode for it as well, which I can completely respect. Gaijin, you did good with this one. Now, moving over to the Yamato. Oh, yeah. This. You know, I'm going to play Naval. I am. I'm going to bug Gaijin for this thing, and I'm going to play it just for fun. Am I going to make video on it? A video, excuse me. Or stream it? Probably not, but you know what? This is gonna be fun. I'll stream in the Discord. How's that sound? Link down below in the description. So I think that does it for Japan. Let's jump over to the Chinese. So I'm not sure if we're missing some things. I'm sure I'm forgetting something. I already know I am. I can hear it in the comments. But right now, the only thing I have access to is the new SPAA, the CSSA5, which I believe was the first thing that got announced, which I'm kind of excited for this. Let's see what it gets. A 30mm gun. It gets the FB10A, which apparently this is incorrect, or maybe it wasn't. Maybe it's a gimped down version of this vehicle that people kind of don't want. I've been hearing some controversy behind this where players are saying it doesn't get this, it gets a better one. Will it get a better one? I have no idea. But again, let Gaijin know over in their forums if you want to see something better. But to hear the Chinese community go up in arms about this, I don't really blame them. However, when it comes to its capabilities, I like to look at this as almost like a, I think kind of like a Strela situation, or maybe even a Type 81, and it does have IRCCM. I really won't know how this will play unless we, or until we actually get it in the main game. You get 30mm, you get APT, high explosive incendiary, and is it stabilized? It should be, of course. Yeah, this is basically going to be like a LAV and maybe like a 2S6 combined, or maybe, of course not that because of the gun, but I'm really curious to see how this is going to really play. Also, it's pretty damn fast. Yeah, cool. All right, let's jump over to the Italians. I'm sorry to say, my Italian mains out there, you guys aren't getting any love this time around. You do have access to now, of course, the Leopard 1A2, which is interesting. It's 8.0. It's it looks pretty mean, modern-ish. It gets, of course, only DM13 APDS and DM12 for heat, some Hesh rounds. I don't believe it's stabilized. Is it? No, it's not even stabilized. So cool. It's the first Leopard 1A2 we're getting in the game. I'm surprised we haven't gotten it for the Germans, but you know, this should be really interesting. Is it the first? I'm pretty sure it is. Also, we do get a boat. I didn't get access to it. Gaijin did not give it to me, but I can show you anyways. They are getting a big one too. I'll be real, I have heard absolutely zero people talk about Italian naval, so if you're one of those players, let me know, how is Italy naval doing? Is it good? Is it bad? Please let me know in the comment section if you could, but that's really it. Let's jump over to the French. And of course, this one comes as no surprise, as Gaijin did make a mention of this a couple of weeks ago in a pre-dev blog. I thought this was going to be coming in as a premium. In fact, I would have preferred it over the premium we're getting right now, but that's just my own honest opinion. But it is a prototype Leclerc and it looks really pretty. It's 10.7 right now. We can't see the firepower. Gaijin has not updated that, so I don't know what it's going to be getting. Probably the OFL 120G1, I believe it is, or the one found on the Amex 40. I'm sorry, I do forget the name of it, to be honest. 120, it should have good armor for the most part. We don't really know. Auto loading mechanism, 5-second reload at 10.7 is going to be very dangerous. Now moving over to, sorry, I can't get over how awesome this looks actually. The Leopard 2 LES, it's just a premium 2A4. That's it. At least from what I saw, it's the same. It just gets camo netting. DM23 120, generation 1, I believe, thermal sight. I haven't double checked that. Might be different, but it's just a pretty cool looking copy paste 2A4. That's really it. And then we get access to another premium F-5A or the NF-5A, the Netherlands Air Force, of course, or the Dutch. Yeah. Oh, I don't know what to expect from this. What's again ordnance? I mean, it gets the AIM-9N. Oh, what's this? It's rear aspects. Is this a new missile? I don't think I've ever seen that before. That's going to be wildly interesting. And then moving over to the, I'm not going to pronounce this. I really am. I'm not. I'm just not going to embarrass myself. It's another big boat. I'm excited. 8.3. All right, so let's jump over to the Swedish. Now this one has me excited. Of course, more Iris-T missiles and yeah, Sweden is not going to be any bit of a slouch with this. Let's see what it gets. It gets the RBS 98, 12 kilometer in rear, 9 all aspect, 12 kilometer total launch range, 40-second missile guidance time, and it has 60 G maximum overload. Holy crap. I can well imagine that's going to be within 6 kilometers. Anything after that, you might be able to outrun it and survive, but that really remains to be seen. This is going to be interesting. Do we get more of them? Do we get like extra spawns or something? Or is it just this? Might be an all-in-one. I'm really curious to know a little bit later. But then we have the M24, you know, the Denmark version of the little Chaffee tank. Cool. I'm not excited for this one. I don't play around this BR, but this should be interesting. But man, look at the model, dude. It looks good. Gaijin, you guys are cooking with these updates. Just saying. And then we have the... finally, a better version of the F-18 with an, I think it has an HMD. Does it? It does. Finally. And it also gets better ground pounding ordnance. Unfortunately, it does not get access to Maverick missiles. It only gets really a couple of laser guided GBU LJDAMs and just regular JDAMs. Yeah, I'm not really too big fan of these. Oh, this is a big bomb too. Very nice. But it's way better than nothing. But of course, we're going to jump over to the Israeli tech tree. Now, this should also be a good one because Israel is getting access to the Spider. Yeah, the Spider. This has me a little excited. Is this going to be deployable, meaning that you have to stop the vehicle, deploy it, etc.? That really remains to be seen a bit later, but this gets... Really? Is that real? The Type 81C? I don't think it gets that, does it? You know what? Listen, I am pretty sure it might. I don't know much about this thing, so I can't say if it's right or wrong, but in case this gets changed up or something, I'm going to assume it's the Type 81C, which is the same missile we've always pretty much known to have for the most part. 50G overload, IRCCM, good engagement distance, 30 kilometer launch range. Very nice. But I think that really does it. So let's go over to the conclusion. But there it is. That's the majority of the update. I know I did miss some things. There's new modules, there's new models, new maps, new features, probably new weapons for certain things, and you can bet I missed something. I always do with these types of videos because I just like to talk about the vehicles in general, even though I might miss one or two. But I just want to elaborate a little bit further about the RAH-66. I understand a lot of people are going to be upset by this thing being a premium, but as I said at the beginning, you got to understand this thing was a development program that failed in the end. I'm sure the technology went into a lot of other things, but let's be real here. Seeing that this wasn't a fully developed aircraft, I believe it got only a couple of demonstrators. It makes sense for Gaijin to bring this in as a premium. Do I agree with it? No, because at the end of the day, it kind of ruins the experience for regular players who don't have premium or have not gotten premium at all. I get it. Premium is kind of ruining the high tier environment quite a bit. And if you're an American man out there, you've been playing at 11.7, I know how frustrating it is to see a lot of those clickbaits out there. But to those players, to you, I say this. It's your experience. You have fun in the way that you wanted to. Be damned everyone else's opinion, including my own, because it's your money, it's your time. Use it the way you want to. Be as good or as bad as you want, but understand you're kind of ruining it for other players, but that's where you should kind of be selfish anyways and just enjoy yourself, I guess. Yeah, I know it's not the thing you guys wanted to hear. I'm just being brutally honest here. But I will say this. If you do buy this damn thing, you better be using my 3% discount link. I want to get paid too, okay? Just saying, but you can bet my millennial butt is going to be playing this thing because I do have some fond memories of Comanche back in my, I think it was my N64 or the PS1. It was one of the two. But man, you gotta admit, this thing is very pretty. Yeah. Anyways, if by any chance you guys don't like the changes in this dev server, let Gaijin know in the forums. They do listen. If you give them good information, if you give them proof as well, most of the time, they'll listen to you and they'll actually fix something. And this is the time to do it, okay? Go over to the forums. If I have the link for it, I'll put it down for you as well. But definitely let them know. But that's it. That's all I got for you guys. But seriously, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. If you did enjoy this, let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe. It does keep the dream going. Otherwise, if you don't, I might have to end up quitting and working at McDonald's. And you can bet I'm not going to let those people throw drinks at me and I'll lose my job real quick, all right? So let's not have that. I love doing this. All right, cool. Anyways, that's it. Thank you. As always, I will see you not only in the next video or even the streams, but most certainly in the upper BRs of War Thunder where I belong. See you next time.